But as you can see, we end up going and then just start to dump. Once we start respecting this right here, I then move my stop a little bit lower above here, and then the rest is history. It just went down. I just targeted a 1 to 3 and then boom. Now with this trade, as you could see, one was 1600. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, my name is Lewis and I am just documenting my trading journey. As I always say, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Please let me know down in the comments how your trading week went and how your trading journey in general is going. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who is also on their trading journey, and make sure you follow me on Instagram because I am passing a 50k funded account with my live executions on Instagram. So go and check them out if you want proof of all the trades that I'm taking, because the trades that I took you will see on my Instagram. Before we get started in the video, we're gonna go check out the sponsor of the video and also my Discord, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, let's head straight into it. As you can see right here, we are now in the sponsor of this video, which is Tektronix.com. If you are looking for the best quality PC with the best quality parts in the market, make sure you check them out, give them a chance. If you use my discount code LBFLIP, you'll get 10% off at checkout, as well as free shipping on all products and everything like that. They have a 1-year warranty. Please take advantage of it because I know a lot of companies who aren't doing that at all. This is a brief overview of how their website works. As you see, the website is new and a lot of new fire things have been added. A lot of new collections are going to be added as well. As you can see here, you have actual proof of how everything works. If you watch this video, if you scroll down, you'll see the reviews, and you can even get added to their email list so you don't miss any exclusive offers or anything like that. You can go ahead and hit shop now and it'll bring you to the Futures LV Flip setup, which is my favorite setup, or the setup that I believe is the best bang for your buck. I recently just got a new case and some new RAM. If you want to see the video, it is in my Instagram. I don't know if I have it up anymore, but I'll put it in this video. Fire case. I love the case that I got for my PC. I think it's this case, honestly, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want this case, I just say it looks extremely good, and I needed a new case because my case was too small and compact for how big my graphics card was, so it would overheat. Now there's a lot of airflow in there and it works a lot better. Something new that they also recently added was that now you can pay in installments with Zip, so make sure you take advantage of it. You'll get on a payment plan and play however much you want monthly. I see it as an investment whenever you get a PC. That's why I spent almost $5,000 on my PC. If I'm not mistaken, it was between 4 and 5, especially with everything else that I ended up getting after. But I use my PC to work, so if you use your PC to work and you want to get a discount, just check out Tektronix.com. Apart from that, let's get straight into the Discord. All right, now we are in my Discord. If you're wanting to join, just hit the link down in the description. All that I ask is if you do join, please just keep the conversation going. We just hit 90 members recently, and you know, we're still going for that goal at 100 members. All I want is for people to actually feel comfortable talking in here, and it's getting there. We're getting a lot more people talking now, but as you can see, it's usually the same few people. So if you are in the group chat, don't be shy. Ask as many questions as possible. Doesn't matter how much experience you have or what kind of trader you are. If you have any questions or you just want to send trade ideas or stuff like that, feel more than welcome to do that. As well as if you want to join my premium mentorship, which is this section right here, and you also get access to this up here. You will see all of this stuff, which are premium lectures for you if you want to learn how I view the market. You also get weekly calls, which we do once a week, as well as my trade breakdowns. I break down every trade, whether it's a win or a loss. You'll still get good trade ideas in here, and as you can see, I'm fairly active in this tab for sure. I just dropped this one recently. This video that I have right here, this one is actually 2 days in one, so Monday and Tuesday I broke down those 2 trades, but you know, I don't want to yap for too much. If you check the join premium, you'll see that there are one-on-one calls. That is where I really make you a beast. And if you want testimonials, just look at my student who became funded recently after just 2 months of having my one-on-one calls. If you need some type of testimonials, just come in here and you'll see exactly what's up. But apart from that, let's get into the trading week. I don't want to yap for too long. All right, so let's hop straight into it. This is what the week ended up looking like. We had a Monday high of week all the way down to a Friday low of week, and I don't want to talk too much. Let's just get into it. Like I always say in all of my videos, this video is mostly for your entertainment and learning ability, or learning experience, I should say, because I use it as a journal, like a video journal, which somebody else who is learning could take information from. But I also take it as a back testing session with you guys to see where I could have done better things for the week. Let's just hop straight into it. Not too much to talk about. It was a pretty exciting week, a lot of movement, very clean moves, except for I would say today. Actually, today wasn't that bad. It was actually very good. I actually got a winning trade as well. So besides the point, I know you already read the title of this video. I was basically one trade away from passing the funded account, and I'll explain it all, but let's get into it and then we'll talk about everything that happened. So let's get into Monday the 20th 24th. All right, so here we are. This is the trade that I took Monday the 24th. I actually took this short right here, which was almost a 9R. And the crazy thing is that this wasn't my original entry. I actually entered off of this 5-minute breaker right here. So you see that down close candle is my 5-minute breaker. As soon as we came up into it, I entered off of it. But my problem this day was that I didn't enter exactly as it tapped the breaker. I entered once it started to reject from the breaker. So I had my stop I had my entry like somewhere around here, and it was too much of a high risk, especially now that I'm trading E-mini, for me to have my stop above the SMT protected high. But that is what cost me my first entry. If I would have had my stop above that high, I would have been fine, as you can see, and everything ended up playing out well. So I entered like around here, had my stop above the breaker, it came up, took me out, and then started to move lower. I then ended up catching a entry here in this 5-minute order block, and I'll break down the whole trade and everything like that. But yeah, I entered up here. I had a sniper entry, really. Yeah, it was just my fault. If I would have had my stop above the SMT high, which, you know, you should do, but I think what really scared me out of that was, and I'm being honest, what really did scare me out of that was the fact that I am trading E-mini now. So if I am wrong on the trade idea, and that is the invalidation level, if I am wrong at that idea, I will lose a lot. So it still doesn't make sense though, because if you're looking at the trade idea more than the trade value, either way, even if it does come up, you're safe. You should be safe if you have the correct idea. But either way, on this day, I ended up taking a slight L, and I entered in the pre-market. So once the market opened, I just said, let me just watch and see what happens. And then I saw this opportunity. But let's break it down. Like I said, here on Monday, we have an SMT. So I noticed this right away. We come into the morning session. So as you can see here on the 5-minute, we have a higher high on NQ and a lower high on ES, meaning we swept liquidity here on NQ, but on ES we did not. I saw that, as well as this turtle soup on the 1 hour. I said, okay, I have everything I needed. I saw an entry model, which is a breaker. I entered off the breaker, and the trade was correct. Like I said, I messed up not moving my stop to where it should have been protected, but that is one of my mistakes. And like I say, I have a very good analytical view of the markets. My problem is psychological mistakes. And let's just break down the actual trade that I took. So then I hop on the 1 minute, and I see very clear targets on these days. On this day specifically, we obviously had London liquidity down here. We also had the new week opening gap, and then the previous week low. So that was my target. I waited until we came back up inside of this up close candle right here, and I took my entry. Boom, tapped the up close candle, stop above the candle. I think actually I had my stop above here or here somewhere, and then I moved it down once it started to go in my favor. After I got that, I got out. As you can see here, let's just see how much the profit was on this trade with one contract. It was basically 1,500, and like I said, one trade away from passing the funded account. But my own stupidity and my own mistakes messed me up, and I don't blame it on contract size. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't be going up on contract size and this and that. It's not the contract size. If it's you making a mistake, fundamentally means that something is wrong with you, not with the actual trade idea. Maybe you had, like, for me, my problem is, and I've been doing a lot of journaling and trying to figure it out, but I come to the conclusion that my problem is seeing the market for what it is, right? So I come in, for example, on this day, and I'll give the example once the day actually comes, but let's say for this day I come in, I see, okay, we have an SMT, we have a turtle soup, hit a breaker, okay, we're gonna be short today. Then for some reason my brain interprets that as, okay, that's way too easy, it can't be that easy. Once my brain does that, then I kind of start trying to like contradict myself and look for reasons to go wrong when it's very clear we're gonna go short. That and impulse and FOMO, those are my three things. Those are my kryptonites right now, but I am working to fix it with the help of my Lord Jesus Christ. I am going to get over it, and I know for sure that I can do it. So like I said, we take out this south side, we also take out this south side, and the crazy thing is that I was in the short from like here to here, and I was up like $600, and then it came up, took me out, and then started to go lower. So it is what it is. Yeah, that's what happened on Monday. Let's just move on to Tuesday. Now Tuesday was another winning trade. This is Tuesday the 25th. Now Tuesday was very similar. I was a little bit confused at the beginning, but then once I noticed, I was like, okay, it is extremely clear what was happening. Once again, goes back to those contradictions and stuff like that. So I clearly see that we have an SMT on Tuesday as well. So I'll bring up ES real quick. So here we are. As you can see, very similar type of setup just during the day, right? So we come in Tuesday on ES, we make a lower high. On NQ, we make a higher high. Witty sweep of liquidity. Very similar thing. So when I come into the market, I start looking at the higher time frames. I'm like, okay, we have a 1 hour sweep of liquidity on NQ. We have an SMT, very clear SMT. At the same time, so you can see right here, we have this 1 hour fair value gap. And this is what really was, because by the time time we opened, we were already like around here. So I'm like, okay, if we disrespect this fair value gap right here, then obviously the low is the target, and there's more stuff down here that we could end up potentially going lower for. And I believe on the higher time frame, like the monthly, we might be bearish now. So like I said, don't take that as just, you know, I'm telling you that we're bearish. I believe we're bearish just because of what I'm seeing. But either way, let's get back into what it was. Right, initially on Tuesday I entered short, but I entered short way too early, around here somewhere, and then price ends up doing this. So I took it out at first, and then I'm like, okay, price came up, let me watch it. So I'm watching price and I see it start to dump. Then I'm like, okay, what is price actually doing? It's obviously reaching for this low now because we've already blown through this. I come into the 1 minute, and this is the good thing about trading E-mini, is that you don't need that much size to make a good amount of money. We start to move and I enter the trade around here, then price goes up and I have my stop loss above this high. Once we go up and I see that we're starting to respect this fair value gap right here and then this up close candle, I'm like, okay, we're still bearish and we're obviously still reaching for that sell side liquidity. So I enter short. I almost get stopped out literally, but as you can see, we end up going and then just start to dump. Once we start respecting this right here, I then move my stop a little bit lower above here, and then the rest is history. It just went down. I just targeted a 1 to 3 and then boom. Now with this trade, as you could see, one was 1600, but like I said, I had a small loss later on, so I basically made $1,000 on this day and $1,000 on the other trade because I took a first initial L just because of my patience or a lack of timing, like I said in the last video, or FOMO. Like this could have been FOMO as well. I could have waited to see if we come back and tap this fair value gap and had an entry up here to then take it lower, but at the same time I entered there. I had a stop above a protected, you could say, area, because if we go up above this we could possibly wick above it. But as soon as I saw that we wicked and then started to move lower, I said, okay, then my stop is good. I moved it a little bit lower, and then from there it went. I moved to break even, and then we're good. As you can see, I'm up basically 4% on the account on this point, and I'm like, okay, if I come into Wednesday, and Wednesday was the real story, if I come into Wednesday, take one good trade, I have the account passed, done with the series on Instagram, I could get back to my regular trading. And what did I do on Wednesday? I choked on Wednesday, if I'm being 100% honest, and I'm gonna break down both chokes. Like I said a little bit earlier, if you want to see the executions, check them out on my Instagram because the executions are all there. So we come in and I noticed that we have a turtle swoop up here. Come up, turtle swoop. I can't remember if we had an SMT, so let me just check. We don't have an SMT at the highs. As you can see, it's moving in tandem. So I come into the market and I do notice an SMT here though. Where is it? This fair value gap at 845 gets filled on ES and it doesn't get filled on NQ. That right there should have been that's all I needed, right? So then I see that we come lower and we form another 5-minute gap, and exactly at 9:20 I'm looking at the charts and I'm scared to get in because what if it comes up and takes me out and I lose? Fear just filling my heart, I guess you can say. What does price do? Tap it and then dump straight. All I needed was price to hit this target. All this stuff I could care less about because all I needed was honestly $900 to pass the account. And if we do the math, let's do the math real quick. Entry at the fair value gap, I would have had to stop above here because that is the SMT high, so protected high. TP at the sell side, right? Remember, I only needed $1,000 with one contract, boom, 1100. That would have passed me the account like this, but I was too scared to take it. Then I take another sell, and I forget exactly where it was because I deleted it obviously, but it was somewhere along the lines of like right here. I don't remember. It was after the open, so I take it like somewhere here, and I'm targeting it 1 to 3. If you go see on my Instagram, you'll see the video. I took a short, and I was up at this point when it was down here $600. I knew this was a target, especially looking at the higher time frame. It wasn't very clear that we would just drill straight through all this, especially with us having news in the afternoon. When we come down and take out this, I got greedy instead of paying attention to what was actually happening, which was an SMT, and I will show you the SMT right now. This low right here at 2105 was taken out by NQ, not taken out by ES. I seen this in real time, but I'm like, okay, what if it goes? $600 up, literally begging for price to keep going lower and take out my profit target just so I could close. I didn't need it to do anything else but just go to the profit target and close. I missed out on the long and I got stopped out. After that, I just like, okay, I'm gonna just get off the charts just because dang it, I missed the trade. And then I entered short again like somewhere around here and it just goes up, and I was risking like, I don't remember, like $800 or something like that on the original trade. I forget where exactly I had my stop loss. I might have had it up here, and the trade just went. What I should have done was once the trade ended up going down here, just moved to break even right away, protected the capital just because of the situation I was in. I was more looking for the dollar amount than the actual trade idea. The original trade idea was gonna end down here. This is where I was gonna take profits. And if I would have took that trade that I took, the first trade that I took, if I would have took, because the other one was just the idea, I never took it. The first trade that I took, if I would have took it with 2 contracts, knowing that this was the original target, I would have passed and closed with 1,000 because I made 600, or I was floating at 600. So all I needed was that 1,000 and I would have closed. Honestly, all I needed was 900 and something and I would have closed. But I would have waited till we got to 1,000. Obviously, we got to 600 profit, so it would have been like something like 1,200. So I would have definitely closed before we even got to 600. That's besides the point. The point is that I was too scared to take this short here that I missed out on this, and then later on this. And then I got in short here after we had a change of state. Obviously, now we are bullish just because of what we're doing here. We come back down one more time and we just start to move higher. It's just this, we entered a buy program as soon as we had all this. Obviously, you know, they had a lot of choppiness and weirdness, but we ended up delivering fairly efficient later on. So I can't be mad. That was my mistake for A, not taking the original setup I saw where it completed down there, or 2, not noticing the situation, which was that if I was only targeting there and I needed a certain amount, I should have took it with more contracts. Now, I don't advise a beginner to do anything like that, but I think for me that was the best option. Now let's move on to Thursday, because Thursday I had a shit show. Man, Thursday was extremely clear, and yeah, it was my fault. Thursday I did the stupidest thing which you could do, which is buy above a high, above a 1 hour high. I bought right here, basically at the top, with 2 contracts because I sized up thinking that we would come up for this high, Wednesday's high. But why did we not go up there for Wednesday's high? What happened was, I did notice this in time, but this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier in the video. I noticed that we had a daily SMT, which is, I'll show you guys on the 15 just so it's a lot more clear. Let's go look at it. As you can see, we have a daily SMT and it's very clear. We had a lower high on NQ and a higher high on ES, meaning selling. We're gonna sell. It's very clear at that point. We have a daily SMT. That is a higher time frame SMT, which you have to take very seriously. And I saw it, right? But then I go and look at the 4 hour, and I saw the 4 hour, and I thought we would come up to here. But that doesn't make sense because that is a protected high. It just doesn't make sense. So I bought literally at the top, and the market dumped. When I tell you that shit dumped, it dumped, and I hit daily drawdown in less than 1 minute. I didn't even have time to record the execution. That's how fast I hit daily drawdown. But then I came back and I back tested it, and bro, it was so clean. If I didn't contradict myself, extremely clean. We come up, we turtle soup a 1 hour high, and then we have an SMT at the 1 hour high. Let's go to it because I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing at the open. That's this line right here is the same 1 hour high. So the 8 o'clock high, soup it on NQ, don't even get close to it on ES. So we do that, then you drop into the 1 minute. And the way I trade and the way I teach everybody who is in my one-on-one mentorship, this is the model that I teach, but obviously it gets more in depth. There's more things to it, but that's why it's such a big RR. When I tell you, could have took the entry as soon as we closed below this fair value gap. You can see right here, we have a 1 minute gap. As soon as we close below this 1 minute gap, and this candle closed, even up here, as soon as this candle closed, take the trade. Stop above the high. So you can see 36 point stop. Targeting, what do we target? Generated liquidity, Tuesday low. Now if you look at the session liquidity, London low perfectly fine in there as a target, Asia low perfectly fine as a target, news low down here, and then the Tuesday low. Man, it couldn't get any more clear than that. And like I said, it's just me contradicting myself and looking for ways to get out of the original bias, because I'm like, it's not that simple. And I have to understand that at this point it could be that simple. Why? Because I put in a lot of work to make it that simple. I understand how the markets trade, so why am I contradicting myself? Try out my original idea. If that's not correct, wait a little bit and see what is correct. That's it. End of story. No more yapping about it. It happened and I lost again and hit daily drawdown. And what I didn't realize was that I was like, I don't even know how many dollars away from my drawdown. So when I came to Friday, which was today's trade, I was correct on the trade, but I went into a little bit of drawdown and it took me out immediately, which means the account was blown. But I don't care. I'm gonna buy another account because I know for a fact that if you have gotten a payout already, there's no point of you wasting so much time in a funded account. Now, if you've never had a payout before, you've never been funded before, take your time with it. I'm not telling you to rush it, but if you know what you're doing, try to pass it as quickly as possible. For me, I think three $1,000 trades does the job, and that's what I was aiming for, and I could have done it for sure this week if I didn't make these simple mistakes, but it happens for a reason. I gotta learn from it. But let's look at the profit for this day. If I would have actually took the trade entry there, and as you can see, that happened at what, 939, 940, 937 with one contract. You didn't even have to take. I was trading with 2 contracts on this day, so imagine I took it with 2. We're not gonna talk about that. That was a $14,000 trade, risking 1,100 or 1,400. Obviously, if I went up a little bit, it would have cooked me because the daily drawdown is $1,000. But let's be honest. With one contract, $7,000, risking 720. How can you not take that? And I don't even think it's really at the stop. At the high, it's a little bit higher. So look, 34-point stop. Let's really see how much you're risking. 670. I missed out on that. It's okay. It happens. Now let's go on to Friday, the last day of the week, and then let's just talk about it. So I took this trade today right here on the 1 minute. I took this trade. I was gonna take the shorts, and I did take the shorts like around here or something like that. I wasn't trusting my analysis once again early in the morning, and it was a Friday, so I didn't want to just take a short off the open. But as you can see, we went up a little bit and then just dumped. So I should have took a short right away, especially on my idea that I had, because of the confluence that I always use, which I will not say here. You have to be in my one-on-one mentorship, obviously. And if you don't like that, too bad. I don't really care. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that, but it's honesty. If you have a certain way you trade, that's the way you trade. I trade a certain way. That's it. But as you can see right here, we come down, take out this low. I took a short. Forget where exactly I took the short, but we ended up coming up a little bit after I took the short, and then it just took me out, and then it just dumped even more. It might have been somewhere around here. I don't remember. It went up a little bit, took me out. I was done. Blew the account. So I said, okay, let me just watch. I'm a paper trade and just tape read. So I saw we swept liquidity, and so we took out previous day low. We've been dumping all week. It's just right for us to be bullish after that and close out the weekly candle by coming back inside the range. So what do? I wait. I see this big move up, and the first thing I should have done was taking the trade right here. Taking this trade long at the FVG, stop probably below this right here, and then the same target, which would have been a 4R. That would have made me like $3,000. I made like 2 on the trade that I took with one contract. So yeah, but I took this, which is not bad. It's not a bad trade, but let's just break it down why this was the correct trade to take today. And the reason for that was because we swept sell side liquidity on a Friday. Obviously, we then we boomed. Like, this happened so quick, so we boomed straight up. That means urgency. That means price is trying to get to somewhere. Now, what is the current day high? And we had an SMT, so that's why I took the short as well. But we have the current day high, which now is no longer protected. Why? We took out previous day low. Now they have enough liquidity to boom it. Then after that, what do? You take out your FIP, grab the low to the high, and as you can see here, boom, we come down under equilibrium, hit the fair value gap. That is the entry that should have been taken today. This is the best entry from today, obviously, unless you took this entry, which was crazy banger. Like, even this entry over here with this turtle swoop right here in SMT was crazy. But if you took this entry down here, gangsta at the order block, gangsta. But either way, this is the entry I took. I saw that we ended up coming, and then I keep watching price, we come lower, and then I see that we push higher. I'm still thinking we're gonna go up for that high. We end up dumping really quickly, and then I'm like, okay, why are we dumping so hard? But at least there was a fair value gap here. I don't know why this gap is there. It wasn't there when I took the trade, and you can see the video. We then come down, tap into it. I had my stop below this low, rose all the way up to the target. Yeah, that is every trade that I took this week. Like I said, I'm gonna continue the series on my Instagram, so please follow me on Instagram, because I'm gonna pass that account, and I've passed an account before and I've gotten a payout. So this is not new, but I'm doing it to show you guys that it's possible to do it in 3 days, and it's possible to just pass an account. It's just good content, honestly. People are liking it. I'm growing a lot on Instagram. I think we just hit 1,480 followers, so thank you so much for that. But yeah, that's basically the end of the week. If you are in my premium Discord, I will be dropping a bunch of new stuff in here, so make sure you pay attention to the SMT and just basically the SMT right now, because I already had liquidity and daily profile. So SMT is very important, especially with this week. If you saw this video and you didn't realize SMT was important, you need to wake up. But either way, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Check out Tektronix.com if you are looking for a PC. Use my discount code, and if you are looking for a trading community, join my Discord. Link is down in the description. Apart from that, that's everything I have to say. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.